everyone, welcome to Sweet Tomato Vine Homestead. I'm Linda, and I am out by my little willow tree that I just planted, and I am going to turn the hose on, let it get some water, and then we're going to up pot some plants. Can y'all believe it is time to up pot some of the fall seedlings already? Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so our little weeping willow is looking very good. It's very happy right here in this new spot, and I have let the water run for a few minutes, and I'm going to turn it off now, but I will be running water to this tree until it is established, because I will not be running any irrigation to this little tree. Okay, y'all, this is what my seedlings are looking like. Look at these seedlings. It did not take these seedlings long to get to this size. And so what we're going to do now is just take these seedlings and put them into a larger container so that, you know, they can go ahead and build up the healthy root system that they need to make it throughout this winter, because we're going to be planting them into the garden. Possibly, you know, it's going to be in about 30 days, these will be all planted in the garden, because we may as well say it's August now. So they can go out the end of August. So it is time to go ahead and get your seedlings started. If you have not started the seedlings, go ahead and get those seedlings started, because time is ticking fast. I mean, it's just amazing to me that it has been so fast that I have got these seedlings ready. And y'all, the seedlings that I just started, I have to show them to you all, because some of those seedlings have already started to put on their first set of true leaves. So it is time, y'all, to go ahead and get these seedlings started and get started to thinking about what you're going to be putting into your fall garden. So I have my black gold potting mix right here, and I am going to pour a lot of it into my wheelbarrow. That's what I'm going to be using to hold my soil. So I think this will be enough. Half of it will be enough to go ahead and get started with. I have some containers right here. And so I am going to go ahead and start filling these containers. And you all, if you want to, you can wash your containers and sterilize them if you want to. I just run the hose on them, and that is about it. I don't do a lot of sterilizing to my containers. It can't hurt to do that, but I just don't find it necessary, because the plants, they still grow. And I am using, as you see, I'm using a potting soil that has some fertilizer in it. It has a 0.13, 0.4, and 0.13. So it has fertilizer in it, and it says that those fertilizers will feed up to 6 months. So that is going to be way longer than what we're going to need to have, you know, although we won't keep them in these containers for 6 months, but they will leave these containers with this soil and going into the ground, so, or into the raised bed. Some of them will go into the ground also. We will be planting some of these in the ground just like we did last season. We had a lot of Brussels sprouts in the ground, cabbages were in the ground, broccoli. All of those things were planted in raised beds and in the in-ground garden. Now, it may seem like I'm kind of overfilling these, and I may be, but I can simply, you know, just take some soil out if I need to. And it don't have to take a long time to do your up pot. Although it don't take a long time, sometimes I find myself dreading to do it, because as I told you, some of the seedlings that I have now will not be up potted. Some of them will go straight from these containers here that I have them in to the raised bed or to the in-ground garden. Okay, so I'm gonna turn you all around so you all can see. Y'all didn't bring anything fancy out to pick out my seedlings. I got a spoon. It's a plastic spoon. So that is what I'm going to be using. So we're going to start right over here on this end. And we're going to start with these. This is the broccoli romanesca. We're going to start with it just because it's over here on this end. Probably going to be easier for me to take this end of my spoon and go in and pull my seedling out. Get as much of my roots. Keep them intact as I can. And I am just making a big hole in there. And I'm going to push this down in here and bring my soil in around it. Okay, so that is what we're going to be doing. And the hardest part of this whole thing is going to be, I'm going to have to label all of these in case they get mixed up. I don't have to, but I would prefer to. Although a lot of times my labels will, my labels will get lost a lot of times, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to start them off with some labels. And so I'm just going to go ahead and start putting them in. And this is the broccoli romanesca. And I want to make sure, see this one here, I want to make sure that I separate, because sometimes I end up getting more than one seedling. You see this is the best one out of this grouping right here. So I want to make sure I just got one seedling per tray. I don't want to put 3 in there because those roots will not be able to grow adequately in this container, not 3 plants. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to just go ahead and put all of the broccoli romanescas up here first. Then I'll go back and I'll make my labels for them. Okay, so we're going for plant number, and see, look at this. These right here, I'm saying plant number 3, but right here, I have a whole group of plants, and these plants are all a nice size. So I'm going to save all 3 of these plants. I'm going to go ahead and put them into a container. And when you go to the nursery and you see plants like this, that would be a good way to end up with extra plants. Go ahead and grab the one, look in there and see if they've got more than one seedling in each container, and then you can, multiply your plants. I'm going to separate those 2. Then the other one has a small one with it, and I'll probably just put it back in to one of these cells and, see if it'll grow some more. Because I don't like to waste my seedlings, just because it's not the biggest, I still will see if it will survive. Because you don't want to waste them, because you never know when you may have a seedling that, don't make it. Or when you have to think about the fact that during the growing season, you'll have different animals that will come into your garden, and they will eat your starts. They will eat your plants. Some of these plants will fall victim to the butterfly moth. Is that what he's called? Yeah, to the moth. So you have to go ahead and get as many extras as you can in case something happens to some of the plants. You don't want to waste the plants, and then by the end of the season, you don't have enough plants to feed you and your family. You've depleted all your plants because the animals have came in and taken advantage, and believe me, they're going to come in. So you have to make sure that you have extra plants to make up for those plants that those animals are going to get. The critters will be out. Okay, that's not that big, but it's adequate. Okay, I'm gonna have to get my little spoon because I don't want to tug on my roots too much because some of these roots are not that strong. So we're gonna go ahead and, you know, just be as gentle with them as we can. I'm gonna go ahead and put this little one in here. I could have put it back into this container, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pot it up. Y'all, we've almost used the pots that I bought out here for the broccoli romanesca. So that lets you know that I'm gonna need a lot more pots. But it is late in the evening. I did not come out early because y'all, today, I don't know what the high was, but the time that I did check the weather report, it was 95 degrees out. So there were a lot of things that I wanted to get done today. I did not do them because I came out for just a second. Well, more than a second, but it was so hot that it was just almost unbearable. So I decided, well, we're not coming out here in that. I got the broccoli romanescas all up potted, but what I have to do now is I have to go ahead and put some water on these because I'm putting them into this dry soil. Someone's crawling up my arm. I'm putting them in dry soil, so I want to make sure that I go ahead and water them so that they won't start to wilting because, you know, we worked hard to get these to this point. We don't want them to start wilting and dying back because plants will die very fast. Especially, well, they won't completely die, but they can wilt back really fast and kind of put them in some sort of shock. So we want to go ahead and get those watered up. But before I do that, I want to just show you all that you don't have to have anything fancy to do your up pots in. If you have something, that's fine. Right now, I was in there and I was looking for my pots, and I'm like, okay, y'all, where my pots at? Because I put stuff, I told y'all, you know, we already, things have kind of gotten unorganized as far as my everything goes. So I just got to keep it real. It is, you know, my pots and stuff, some of them, I know that where they are, but I didn't want to go in there and try to get them from, you know, some of them are in the storage room. So you can use something that's not fancy. You can, you don't have to put some bigger holes in what I'm putting. I got this skewer, but you want to make sure that you have a lot of drain holes. You do not want these plants to sit in this water and just get logged into the water because that will kill your seedling. Make sure that you have some drain holes in there. But these cups are very, very inexpensive. Probably get about 40 or more for $1.25. So this is something that you can use. And if you don't have any labels, all you need to do is just write on here cauliflower. If that's what you have, you can write cauliflower on there, put the date if you want to do that. But it don't have to be fancy. We like fancy, but if we don't have fancy, we're going to use what we have. And so I'm going to go ahead and start up potting, I guess, the cauliflower. But I do want to go ahead and put some water onto these plants because they are wilting over here. So I'm going to put some water on there. Okay, so the sun moved, so did I. So I'm going to go ahead and fill some of these cups. And as I said, we're going to start putting in our cauliflower. And let's see what these roots are looking like on the cauliflower. They look really nice. Really nice looking roots. So I'm going to make me a nice hole in here. And I'm just going to pop this in. Now, these cups are not as large as the other cups that I was using. So I am going to go ahead and go back to my other cups until I run out. And then I'll, if I have to use those, I will. But I just mainly wanted to show you all that you don't have to have those. But I want to give these the best chance that I can possibly give them. And not saying that those will not work or that that's not a good alternative. That's better than nothing, you know. Those are cauliflower. And I'm just going to go ahead and put them in there and then I will go back and label them. Because as I said, it is beginning to get late, and I just want to get this done. I did not want to do it inside. For one thing, it cut back on the mess, but the other thing, I needed my sunshine today. I did want to come out and get some sun, get some vitamin D from outside, because I have been in most of the day. I have not been in all day, but for most of the day I have been inside. So after being outside a lot, we are used to having our vitamin D. Because you all, during the winter when we were inside and could not get out, I had begun to just feel so strange, and it felt like I was dizzy or weak. I didn't know what was going on. And when the sun came out and the ice melted and I was able to get outside just for a little while, I felt so much better. And that's when I realized, I already knew how important it is to get your sun, to get your vitamin D and your vitamin C from being outside. But I mean, it is just to make you feel better. And so if you are always inside and you are wondering why you don't feel good or you don't have any energy a lot of times, sometimes it's just that you may need to just get outside. I'm not saying get out and stay out in the sun all day or anything like that. Just get out and soak up some of that sunshine. Get some of that vitamin C and vitamin D. And I think you'll feel a little better. I'm not a doctor. I don't claim to be a doctor. No, Shannon, I am not a doctor. Shannon always called me Dr. Linda. But I am not a doctor, but I just go by things that I've had experience with. And that is one that I had experience with. I didn't know what was wrong with me. And that was all it was. I just needed to get outside because that's what I'm used to doing. I'm used to being outside. Okay, so we're ending up with a lot of these cauliflower plants, and y'all, I love cauliflower. If you have not seen a recipe that I did where you can make cauliflower taste like some seafood, I battered it up and fried with some cornmeal, and it tastes delicious. So that is one of my favorite recipes. And so I love cauliflower. So I would like to get a lot of it. Last season, I did not get a lot of cauliflower. Matter of fact, I didn't get any. I had some to head up, but they did not survive. So this season, we're gonna try to beat that record. We're gonna try to have us some cauliflower to harvest. We want to get some to go to harvest. Okay, so we got all our cauliflower done. Now well, we don't have all our cauliflower done. I got some more pots over here that I want to use. And you all, these pots right here, these are some pots that I purchased some plants in. These were some of those $5.48 tropical plants, some of the indoor plants. And so if you can save money purchasing your indoor plants in these tiny containers like this, and then let them grow, because most of the pots, most of the plants that I have indoors now started out like this, and then I just grew them, because those plants are very expensive. If you buy those tropical plants at full size, they are very expensive. So this is one way that you can go. But now I have these little tiny pots that I can use to up pot my seedlings. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna come back to those cauliflower, because I want to do some of these. Let's see, which ones are they? I think these may be the bull's blood beets. Y'all, I want to do some of those because they are so pretty. Let's pull one up. You all see what these plants look like. Look how pretty these bull blood beets are. Okay, let's see if I can separate these, because y'all know what they say about the beets don't like their roots disturbed. So It's hard too. They don't want to come apart. Okay, so what we're gonna do? I'm gonna put these beets in here. I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna go with that. What I say, we're gonna debunk these myths. So we're debunking the myth today, and I'm just gonna put one plant in here. And so these are our bull's blood beets, and I'm going to just go ahead pot them up just like this. As I told you all, I'm running out of containers, so I will not be going into the storage room this evening to get any more containers, but I will go ahead and finish. Yeah, I may have broke this root here though. I don't know. This one might not be any good, but we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna continue. We're gonna go ahead and put this one in also. But I don't know. I think I kind of hurt that root. But I'm gonna go ahead and continue. Okay, so this is just one plant, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put it in here. Y'all try if you can to hold your root. And I want you to notice something else about these seedlings, these Brassica seedlings. These Brassica seedlings, they all have this, I don't want to call it weak, but that's what it looks like, because they're, okay, where the root is, you see how the root is, but the plants always like to flop over like that. Don't worry about that. They will eventually strengthen themselves up and stand up. So just go ahead, pot them up, and don't, worry, just try your best not to break them. Yeah, I'm standing in the shade, but I'm beginning to really, really sweat. Okay. I like it underneath this tree. But right now, as you can see, there is no wind blowing, nothing. It's just hot. So, although I'm in the shade, it's not really making much difference right now. Okay, so I'm gonna put some drainage holes in here. Get my bull's blood beet. And y'all, I know a lot of people say they don't like beets. I used to be one of those people. And y'all, now I be racing to the beets, because I found out that you can roast those beets, and those beets taste so delicious. Well, I like them pickled too. Now, one thing I cannot get with, and that is when you put the beets in the, you're trying to make some sort of recipe and you want to make your fake meat look more red by putting beets in it. Don't do that. But if you want to, you could just add a little of the juice, and it would make it, where it wouldn't, that beet flavor wouldn't come out. I don't think meat should taste like beets. So you could just try to get that color in. If that's important to you, that's not really important to me. I'm not worried about the color of it. I'm going for the taste. I'm going straight for the taste. I want it to taste like what I'm trying to make it taste like. It can look bland. Now, I know if you're doing it for, trying to make it look good for someone, then I understand it. But just for me eating it, I'm going straight for the taste. Okay, so I am going to try to get these finished. Y'all might not can tell, but the sun is going down. And I don't want to wait till the sun go down to go inside, because if you stay out here till that sun go down, it's like them mosquitoes say, "Oh, okay, you bad, huh? Yeah, you bad. No, I'm not that bad. I do not like mosquitoes." And so I'm going to go ahead and get all my work done before that sun goes down. By the time that sun make it down, I plan on being back there in the back somewhere, getting ready to get in the bed, because I already did all the work. I told the kids already. I done did all my cooking. I done washed all the dishes. I done did all the things I'm gonna do. When I get in there, don't ask me nothing. Cause I'm going straight. I'm gonna have my eye gonna be on the prize when I get in there. Cause today has been a busy day. You know, y'all know how I tell y'all when I had to go do something, like I had to do a little shopping and stuff like that. So today I had to go get the little chicken feed, stuff like that. What did I get the chicken feed yesterday? No, I got the chicken feed yesterday. So it's 2 days I done been out. Been out 2 days straight. So yeah, I gotta go in there. I gotta go to bed tonight. I ain't for, well, I'm gonna watch some TV now, cause I like a little TV. I don't watch TV all the time. I gotta watch some of y'all videos too. Gotta watch some YouTube. Most definitely gotta watch some YouTube. Talk to y'all. But we're about to get these beets done. We got a lot of beets, but we're about to get them done. Because it is very important, as I was saying, to get those beets. Get them beets and roast them up. I roasted the beets on the same tray with some carrots, some parsnips, and some radishes. My oldest daughter was here, and she thought that's one of the best meals she ever had. That's all she talk about. When we gonna get some more of them beets and radishes? Because she don't be knowing. I'm sorry to talk about her, but she don't be knowing what season stuff's supposed to come out. She's still not there yet. Be like, why you ain't planting no greens? Like, girl, greens don't grow in this heat. You gotta wait till it get cool for the greens. Oh, okay, because that's what I'm ready for, some mustard green. Okay, mustard green coming, but you can't have the mustard green right now unless you get them out the freezer or out of the store, and you don't want those. You don't want those. I eat them now. If I had to, I would eat them because I have eaten them, but totally different. Those greens out of the store are, I don't know what to say about them. Really, they don't have no taste. They don't have no flavor. They don't have no smell. You can cook them. You don't even hardly smell them. You cook these greens right here. People getting out their car, coming down your driveway can smell these greens when you cooking the greens that came out of your garden. That is how delicious and how full of flavor and aroma the greens are that you grow. So for you all who have never grown your own food or have never eaten any food that's been grown, y'all, please try to grow some food so that you can know at least how real food's supposed to taste. Because that food that you've been buying, especially, we don't even want to talk about those tomatoes. We're not even going to, we're going to talk about, y'all, those tomatoes and a bunch of jelly and grit. And they are awful. So, like I said, I'll eat it if I have to, but I don't want to. I think I did, before the season got here, I ended up getting, some tomatoes. And that is something I just really do not like to do because it's just really to have something in your salad that looks like tomatoes because they don't taste like tomatoes supposed to taste. Really, they do not. So if you can, you new gardeners, go ahead and try to get your tomatoes. And you still may be able to get some tomatoes this season if you have not gotten tomatoes yet. I was at Walmart today. I saw some tomatoes on the bush. They still have them, and I think they were like $12. Wow, $12 for some tomatoes. I really just go ahead and eat some of them out the store. But if you can, go ahead and start thinking about what tomatoes. We're in the fall season now, but it's time to start thinking about which plants you want for our next season. When spring, it's like you jumping ahead. Yeah, you got it. If you want those plants, you need to go ahead and start thinking about those plants that you want so you can put those plants on order and get those types that you want, because sometimes when you get ready for those certain tomatoes, they might not have any. So go ahead and you can get those. You don't want to order too far ahead of time because, as you know, the seeds sometimes, the viability go down. Is that a word, viability? I don't know. But anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. I still can't think of a word. I'm going to use viability. The viability, the viability. Y'all, this ain't English. Forget it. The seeds, I still can't think of the word. How good and how viable the seed is it goes down, you know, the older the seed gets. So I don't think that it's gonna matter with a tomato as far as now. If you get that tomato seed now and then by spring, those tomato seeds will still be good, because I got seeds from a few years back that I planted this past spring, and they did excellent. So like I told you, the things that you want to mostly watch out for are those onions and those leeks, and I can't think of what the other ones right now. But go ahead and be thinking about those plants that you want to have in your garden, so that you can have the ones that you want. And sometimes you just forget, and then here it is, the season's halfway gone, and you want some, you see someone has some, and now you don't have it because it's too late. So go ahead and get those certain seeds that you want and start getting your things planted up. And y'all, I'm keeping an eye on that sun. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop this beet down into this soil, and I'm fixing to start cleaning up. And I'll come back and I'll pot some more of these tomorrow. I got one more over here I need to get in a pot. I'm gonna put this one in a pot because, as I told you all, I'm not being out here when the sun go down. Do I have any holes in here? And for one thing, I am, sweat is just rolling right now. So I've been out here long enough. Go in here and give me some water and some kombucha. I got strawberry kombucha this time. And y'all, I usually always say that the blueberry kombucha is my favorite, but this time I am really loving the strawberry kombucha. So if you all have not had any kombucha, that's 2 plants. Go ahead and get the recipe. I have video on how to make kombucha. And make you some kombucha. And once you make the kombucha, you always have the SCOBY, because once you get the SCOBY, unless you kill your SCOBY, which you can do, and make kombucha and continue to make kombucha. And that is something that you can have for you and your family's gut health. So, got this one in. I still need to put some water on there, but what I'm doing is I'm putting them all into these containers like this. And y'all, this one, as far as I can see, this one looks like it is fine. But as far as, you know, except for, this one looks good, but some of these containers, after a certain amount of time, they will break. They get holes in them. And then when you put them on your, oh yeah, I have 2 right here. This is going to be perfect. I have 2. Perfect. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these in here. And I don't even have to label these because I know that these are my bull's blood beets. They are all red, so that worked out perfect. And then I can put some water on them. Thinking about leaving them outside all night. I don't know, that's probably not a good idea. But then I can get a fresh start coming out here tomorrow and draining the water off of them, instead of having to go ahead and water them in right now. And well, the other ones that I watered, they've already drained themselves because of the fact that they had a hole in the pan. But see, like these don't have any holes in the pan. And see, I watered these from the bottom, so these can be sitting in this container. I can go ahead and take them in. Okay, but I did not, the ones that I did not label are cauliflower, so I'm good on those. Just don't want to get them all mixed up. I want to make sure I know. And all the ones that are marked are the broccoli romanesca. So I'm going to do the best that I can to keep these all, you know, labeled for now. But I know sometime before the season is up, there's going to be some that are going to end up without labels. But hopefully it's going to be after they get planted into the beds or into the ground. So I hope that you all have enjoyed this video and that you'll give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever I upload a new video. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.